What's going on, everyone? Wait a second here. I may have picked a bad time to go live. I don't know if y'all can. Sky's looking a little ugly. We may have to shut this one down soon. I'm not sure. Let's see if I can't figure out what's going on, guys. What's up, Jewel and Selmo? What have y'all been getting into? What's up, guys? Jason, Helicus. What's up, everyone? What's up, Ulysses? Bearded Wonder. What's going on, man? Someone asked, how's the Appion? The Appion's not good. I gotta reach out to them or something. If any of you guys aren't on Instagram, you see yesterday, it was last night, I had the core removal tool, the 1/4 inch Appion, fail on me. I lost the whole charge out of a unit I was working on, so not cool. Looks like the little spindle or whatever the shaft is that the ball valve handle attaches to sheared. I guess it's sheared in half because I was pulling the cores to recover the gas, and you know, I pulled the core out, valved it off. What's up, Stephen J? Virginia Beach, awesome. I pulled the core out, you know, closed my ball valve, then I unscrewed my little plunger with the core on it. As soon as I pull that thing off, yeah, I got 5, 6, 7 pounds of liquid right behind it. So, in fact, I think I actually still have the, let me flip this around. Brent, I definitely don't do as many as some. Probably any days I have one call a day. Let's see, it's this one right here. So we've got a closed valve. You shouldn't be seeing daylight through that. Yep. So let me see if I can get a better angle on that. Boom. So that was nice. That was nice. Really got my night kicked off to a good start. Not messing around with fixing that. That's awesome, Peter. Thanks for watching, man. Dude, the new truck is amazing. The new truck is amazing. In fact, I probably shouldn't even be sneak peeking it because I gotta get you guys to watch the video when I do a tour. I don't want to ruin that now, but I am pretty much done setting it up. We are pretty much done. So I don't have a lot to show in here in the front, except my little lady here. So I did steal a bunch of drawers from my express van, and I screwed the shit out of them all over my van as little, you know, little holders for different odds and ends, and it's working out really good. So, but yeah, that core tool, we'll see what happens. I'm gonna reach out. That core tool is less than a year old. So, Joseph, what's gross, man? Anyway, what else has everyone been working on? Again, luckily, I was working on a system. It was like a 2-ton carrier. It had like a 4-pound factory charge. So luckily it wasn't on something with 200, 300 pounds like I had been working the day before. That would have been real fun. Brent, drills? Mostly, pretty much all Milwaukee here. I've got mostly Milwaukee, and I have a Makita 12 volt. But, yeah, Joseph, yeah, I guess I could have worded that better. But yeah, it's for now it's Milwaukee. I have DeWalt in the house. I've got DeWalt 20 volt max as well. So Milwaukee's what they provide us with. So that's what I use in the field. Yep. Yep. Jeff, man, I forgot to write you back, man. Those were some awesome pictures. VRV Mitchell. Yeah, I did 4 of those, 4 or 5 this year, the Daikin compressors. And I don't know if you guys know Tom Powell. He's got one of these is helpful. This is the Daikin inverter analyzer. It can save you or your customer from a $900 board, because they do want you to change the inverter board when you change a grounded Daikin compressor. But that can at least help you potentially not replace one that's managed to not get ruined. But anyway, I'm trying to think what else is going on. I wanted to give a couple things away today too. I didn't get a chance to give y'all anything for hitting that 10K mark. We're at about 11.5, so a little overdue. I got a little bit of Sporlan swag to give away if y'all want it. Let's see where you work out of. I'm in Kentucky, in Selma. Helicus, yes I do. Yes I do. Cooler like HVAC, dude. Do they say why they want a board? Well, I guess they're assuming if a Daikin compressor's been compromised electrically, that it's likely we had inverter damage as well. Pretty sensitive. Be my guess, at least. They probably just do it to cover their ass, you know. Because like I said, with that analyzer tool, I've had at least 2 of them that have checked out okay after the compressor was grounded. So yeah, we're okay there. So like I said, I got a couple things. I grabbed a couple hats and shirts and koozies and stuff like that, and you guys can pick what colors you want or whatever. I don't really know how to. I know a lot of the other guys have you comment on a certain video and then build up comments and do. I'm not into all that tonight. I'm just going to give it away here. So I guess the easiest way, well, since it's Sporlan, I'll try to think of some TXV questions, I guess, and first answer popped up, it's correct. I guess we'll get it. So I'll do one for the white, I'll do one for the black, but frankly, if both of you want a white, I got more. So I'll do 2 shirts and then I'll do a hat koozie together. So anyway, had a real doozy today at work. I've been working on this little process chiller. No, it's no big deal. It's just a little 5-ton scroll compressor, 2 fans, liquid line solenoid, contactor, little controller. Not much to it, but it's been kicking my ass. Some of it's, I guess, was a learning curve for me, but some of it wasn't really my fault either. So they got these controller went bad. Let's see, it's right here. Any of you guys ever done one of these? Control Products Inc. I think Emerson owns them now. It's got a couple, 24 volt input. You store your set points, your high and low end if you want to lock out the high and low end on the set point, and a differential if you want that. But the old one had oh, okay, that's cool, Jonathan. A lot of process stuff. We get into it a little bit, but usually it's just as a favor to customers. It's definitely not something I specialize in. This one in general was simple enough though. But the controller has a couple of normally closed and normally open contacts on it for different applications. So this chiller was like 22 years old. And the controller was custom made for them. and it had normally open and closed contacts. Well, the new version, this is the old one's obsolete. The new one is only made with normally open contacts, which really screwed me up because I ordered a replacement. The new one came without it, without the normally closed contact. And the normally open is supposed to, that's for your liquid line solenoid. And then the normally closed goes to your start stop circuit for the green and red button there. So without having that contact, if you try to wire that into the normally open, your unit won't run after it satisfies. You could push the start button and get it going, but once it cuts out, you'd have to hit the start button every time you get back above set point. So for now, I have those wires pulled out for the start stop circuit and wire nut together. Only problem with that is now the pump runs 24/7 while I'm waiting on a new controller, the correct controller, which hopefully I can get here soon. So pump's running all the time. Liquid line solenoid is still not closing on the new controller, which I found out later. Yeah, that won't work with that machine anymore. So yeah, I didn't have a rib with me, Brandon. Imagine that. I have a lot on the van, but I didn't get that done today. So I have it to where basically the low water temp cutout is turned up almost to set point, and I'm using that to cycle the machine temporarily, and take the compressor out that way instead of the liquid line solenoid closing. What's up, Ralph? Good to see you, man. Just shooting the shit, man. I guess for my first one, let's see. I'll do one of the shirts real quick. You have with TXVs, you can have a internal, external, equalized expansion valve. When we use an externally equalized expansion valve, what are we doing that to account for? What happens in the evaporator that we're trying to compensate or offset? Anybody know? Hey, Chris, how you doing, man? Not quite, Jason. Not quite what I'm looking for. Why, when we have an externally equalized TXV and we run that, Mitchell, you got it, man. Mitchell Johnson's got it. I'll scroll back and make sure in the chat history, but that was the first one I see. We're accounting for a pressure drop. So anytime we have a evaporator with a distributor section or multiple circuits, we definitely want to be externally equalized so we can compensate for that pressure drop and not have it impact the way the valve responds. So Mitchell, AKHVAC at yahoo.com. Go ahead, hit me up with an email with your address, man. I'll send you a shirt. Just let me know if you want white or black and what color you want. So that's all good, Jason. You'll get there, man. I got a shit ton to learn myself, man. It never ends. It never ends. Give a quick little peep shot of it. You guys like my little Mario setup? Those are individual pixel magnets. Me and my kids put it together there. So yeah, I don't know how much more time I'm gonna get here with the sky going on like this. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad on the. Thanks, Brent. How you doing, man? Yeah, you guys. While I'm here, and a couple of you mentioned the stickers. This guy, actually, it's a she. Stickermonster.com makes some awesome stickers. I just bought their HVAC sticker pack. It was like 50 stickers. Jewel, no, I don't, man. I work for a big company. Yep. So, but yeah, just awesome stickers. So I got them all over my toolbox, and hard hat and stuff like that. But definitely check them out on Instagram or on their website, stickermonster.com. And she sells them on Etsy and eBay. So if you've got eBay or PayPal account, you can pick up a pack, $24.99, I believe, again. And they've got them for different trades too. They got an electrician, lineman, iron worker, scaffolder pack. Yeah, Sammy. Yeah, not too big. Not too big. I think the branch here did 47 million last year. But we'll get there. Business will pick up soon. Jewel, yeah, sure I do. Hell yeah, Mike. I love all of them, really, but all right, real quick, we'll do another shirt real quick. All right, so again, we were talking about external equalized TXVs. If you've got an external equalizing tube and you're installing it, do you want to make sure that your sensing bulb is before or after that, where that tube goes into the suction line? Holy shit, I should have worded that different, because now I can't remember if I asked if the bulb or the tube goes first. So frankly, both of those answers could be right from everybody. So what I'll do, shit, you guys are writing too quick now. All right, I'm gonna have to scroll back up here. I asked the bulb location, if the bulb needs to be before or after the penetration of the external equalizer tube. And yeah, the bulb definitely needs to be before. I'll have to go back and see who said before first. Once you guys slow down, I'll scroll back up. But yeah, if any of you guys want to lay out in the comments why, and then in a second I'll give my take on it. Well, Jeremy, you don't want the bulb after. You don't want it after. So what happens is, if that TXV develops an internal leak in some way, fails, and you get a little bit of liquid going into that bolt, going into that TXV, it's going to potentially run down that equalizing line into the outlet of the evaporator. And if your bulb is after that, it may pick that up, sense it, and think you've got, a flooded coil and slam shut. Was it Anthony Neary? Any of you guys able to? This is kind of tricky on my phone to do all this and scroll back up and high enough. Anybody have the name of whoever that was? If not, I'll figure it out later. I'll scroll up, I'll find it, and I'll reach out to you. All right, well, Anthony, if you're there, go ahead, man, and shoot me an email, AKHVAC@yahoo.com, man, and let me know white or black and what size shirt. We've got two of these here, so it shouldn't be. He's been in plastic the whole time. Cool shit, Anthony. Thanks, man. Yeah, just send me that address and what you want. Can I send you van tour pics for the group? I don't have Facebook. Yeah, Jason, shoot in my email. I'm really bad with my email is such a massive backlog. It may take a little bit, but I'll get to it eventually. Jeremy, that's true. That is a good point. Mitchell, I think I've got up to 2X. I think I've got up 2X on the shirts, and I think I do have all the way down to small. What's up, John McMaster? You're a CO. The hell is a CO? LX. You drinking, man? Yeah, I am. My my brother people live you in New York. Love you. Oh, my people, brother, live you in New York. I'm trying to read these at the same time. Do you have trouble working downtown in a full size? Well, I haven't had it long enough to know. Uh, I would consider myself a level 5,000 in parallel parking. I don't have too much trouble. I had an A-class CDL for years. I don't see it being an issue for me. I do see it being an issue for some other people at my branch. Although I did back into a dumpster once, but that was a semi-road rage incident. So I'm so tempted to dive into this van and show you guys what I'm doing because nobody else appreciates it. I try to talk to my wife about it, and she's real sweet about trying to pretend to care, but I know it's all lies. I know it's all lies. She could care less. No, they don't, Jason. They really don't. Sammy, I don't know, man. The only thing I'd say is it's a lot easier for a technician if it's removable. If that's what you meant by that, as far as having a power head, you can actually unthread and basically technically pump it down or recover enough to have a few pounds left on the system and quickly swap it. And am I saying that's EPA approved? I don't know. Does it happen? Yeah. Do I have the vent? I don't have the vent fan, Mitchell. I do have the hoses that run to these right here, down here. So I have that locker now instead of the little cab. My last van had the little cabinet I could keep settling in. And it was pretty good, but now I have a full-size locker that'll hold the refrigerant as well. Yeah, the van's coming along. I know, McCutcheon. I'm trying to hold back because I don't want to give it all away because I want to have a van tour video that you guys will still freaking watch. You know what I mean? So I've been trying to keep it somewhat on the low here to keep a little bit of suspense, I guess. Someone asked about the blue boxes. If you mean these, I keep copper in here and a little bit of PVC. So I keep fitting reducers, I keep coupling reducers, 3/4 inch PVC, and I think 3/8 all the way up to 1 3/8. So for those of you joining in now, this isn't going to be an official tour of the van yet because I still want to make a video for it. Yeah, Michael, it's clean and organized for now. I'm not gonna claim that it stays like this all the time, but my kind of theory has always been if you can at least get an infrastructure or framework, then it's always organized. You know, I may throw shit in here at the end of a week, but it's going to take me, 20 minutes, 15 minutes to make it look like this again. There's a place for everything. Nothing's got a question of where it goes, and we go from there. So, oh man, what was it, Mike House that brought this up? Was it this you brought up, man? The new Calvin? I saw you say something about something in here. Got gauges hung up in the back. USA versus Canada salary thoughts. I got no idea, Kenji. I got no damn idea what they make in Canada. I think it's a lot more union heavy in Canada. Again, though, I don't know how that how that translates. Big buck, a turbo. Did you mean turbo torch? No. Nope, oxyacetylene. So again, I was telling you guys about that controller here that was jacked up. And it had the normally closed for your start-stop circuit, and then the normally open is where my liquid line solenoid ties into the controller, and then the controller will energize that solenoid, or it'll close the contacts, which will energize the solenoid when we get above set point. Yeah, this is the racked manual, whoever was asking. I still keep it. I still read it. Yeah, it's the book, man. Refrigeration, air conditioning technology. In fact, I got a new version of it recently. I've got 2 of these. I've got a video too from, I don't know, back in March or April. If you guys look that up, it's got a bunch of the books that I really would recommend. But yeah, that start stop button, if you guys don't see a lot of that, you're going to see a lot of that in big commercial or industrial environments with motor starters and stuff like that. But all that is the you know, if you've got your start button, and you know, this would be your green start and this would be your red stop, and then basically you just have here a holding coil. So you've got power sitting here. When you manually press in the start button, it's going to send power through the normally closed stop button and eventually to your load, whether that's a motor, something, you know, whatever it's the start stops controlling. Power will go there, but power also is diverted here to this coil, and it's going to hold these contacts closed. So you may push the start button, close that circuit, but then the start button springs back up. Well, that's why it stays running, because you sent power here and it holds it down. So power continues to roll through, and it's just like it keeps itself prisoner. It keeps itself running. I'm not really good at explaining some of this stuff, but I try when I can. And then basically all you do is when you hit your red stop button, you break the whole thing. This resets, you know, and you're back to the off position. But anyways. Oh, okay. Sporlan hat, Sporlan koozie. What are the... It'll be a 2-part. What's your opening pressures on a TXV, and what are your closing, or your opening forces and closing forces on a TXV? And then whoever can get all them, I'll shoot you a hat and a koozie. What's up, John? Always with the little moisture driplets and that emoji. That's quite a ongoing joke with you, isn't it? It looks like a lot of ceramic caps in your schematic. Just joking. Yeah, I know, man. Like I said, I'm not great with all that. But what's up, Isaiah? Glad you stopped in, man. Cincinnati, there's a little bit more than the the opening. What's up, everyone? Almost. That's great, Isaiah. 400, man. Yeah, see, evap pressure is a part of that. So I'm waiting for somebody to say that too. Spring closes, evaporator pressure closes. Correct. Yeah, man, just a sheep all day. Man, you got home early. Man, what is it, 8 o'clock, Zach? Yeah, I just figured I had a little daylight here to talk a little bit about how the week's been going. Zach, I told him about the core tool that I told you about earlier. I don't know if any of you guys come in since I talked about that already, about the core tool that screwed up on me. Yeah, compared to 10. Yeah, Zach, last night was 10:30ish when I got home. And then let's see. Yeah, I think Mark got it too, man. I'll have to confirm that again, but the Jeff, I seen those at GameStop and I had to get them. My kids are obsessed with Mario right now. I could lie to you and pretend that that's the only reason I got them, but yeah. Yeah, I got it in the cab too. So, Chris Padone, I've got it was Appion, Mark, and Mario is the shit. Mario was my first tradesman idol. I'll have to go on somebody's podcast and do an episode about that, about how Mario inspired me to pick up my first wrench and climb into my first pipe. Recovery bucket. I already have video on doing this, man. Somebody asked me what's in here. I grab this anytime I'm doing heating and refrigeration or air conditioning repairs. I mean, it's a one grab and go solution for me, guys. This has been the best addition for me to my setup in probably 3 years. You know, I grab it and I don't have to worry about any situation when it comes to recovery, leak checking with nitrogen, evacuation, stuff like that. So I just keep everything. I keep every kind of fitting in here, extra caps, extra gaskets, straighter course, extra depressors. You know, my piece of shit core tool that you can see right through with the valve closed. Anyways, we'll figure out something about that. But you know, my 5/16 and micron gauge. This is the micron gauge for the P51 870 from Yellow Jacket. So I've put it on a system several times at the same time as the Appion, or excuse me, Blue Vac, and they're very close. They're very close. Yeah, little hose. You know, I can rebuild hoses. I can rebuild any valve that I run into while I'm, you know, on a rooftop or far away from my my van. So I keep the Appion rebuild kits, just stuff like that. But yeah, where'd I put it? Had this thing on. I was gonna pull my cores to recover a unit last night and lost the whole charge. Whole thing blew out. As soon as I unthreaded that stem, I had my valve closed. It didn't close. So, Ziploc bags needed. Yeah, that's one thing I'll tell you guys about freaking, what's it called? Nylog. I had to take everything out of this and clean it or replace it not too long ago. So, inside, I just got some extra crap from today. This is from today. But I just keep my hoses. I keep my hoses, a bunch of rags, a tank heater. Let's see. I keep my smart probes down there if I need them. I keep some of this micro leak detector. It's a little easier to carry in the bucket than a full bottle Big Blue. GFCI for my extension cords. I do have one of those Widowmakers somewhere in here. Right here. And then I leave a little bit of head space if I got to throw a couple little parts like I did today. You know what I mean? I changed the contactor, that little temp controller. And then normally I have the little CPS subcooler in here as well. And then I did drill holes about halfway up the bucket so I can use it as a recovery vessel with that subcooler. Isaiah, you know, I got that meter still in my bag, the SC660. As you can see, I have a Fluke 902 as well and an Appion hooked up right next to it. But in the little tiny bag, I still keep the SC660. I'm still keeping an eye on it, but I'd like to continue using it for now if I can. Just won't be using it for phase rotation anytime soon. Chris, it's just a little coil, man. You can make one. It's just a little coil for you to run between your recovery tank and recovery machine. So the hot gas getting discharged from the recovery machine runs through that, and you surround it with water. So you'd fill that bucket with water. That's why I have the overflow holes. And it just cools down that hot gas and helps your tank from not overheating. And then, you know, you end up, your machine trips on head pressure. So it just helps keep the whole process a little bit cooler. But again, you can make them. You can make them. So a little bit of copper tubing, a couple service valves, and you're all set. You can make one yourself. So yeah, CPS has one of the commercially available, you know, pre-made ones. So anyway, that's kind of what's going on there. Man, we've been on 36 minutes. Let's see, we talked my failed core removal tool. We did a couple questions about TXVs to win shirts. What else? Answer a couple questions. We talked about the start-stop circuit on motor starters and other, you know, equipment like that. Let's see. Oh, a couple glimpses of the van. Like I said, I didn't want to get too far into it because I'd like to make a video still, but maybe at this point there's no point. But you guys kind of get the picture there. Definitely trying to make it my sanctuary. And it's not for everybody. I'm not one of these guys that keeps an organized van and looks down at anybody that doesn't. Because I'll be damned, there's people with vans that, you know, almost make me throw up when I look at them. But they're damn good mechanics. And they thrive in it. They, just like they say, they're, you know, geniuses have messy desks. I've heard that before. You know, it's just about how you're going to work better. I work better when I'm like this. I enjoy going into a job site with this van, or even my last van. I had it set up how I liked it. It was enjoyable. You know, it was minimal time digging around for stuff. Man, there's a lot of questions rolling in. Yeah, and again, some people thrive in that, Ralph. You know, it's just like for me, I am borderline OCD about some things, so it's just what works for me. And I like to show it just in case, because I know there are a lot of guys that wish they could kind of organize it a little bit, but just don't really know where to start sometimes. So if there's any good ideas that they can glean from this, then that's kind of where I'm going with it. But, you know, the inverter was huge. That was a huge thing for me, getting that. Finally keep the damn batteries charged all the time. You know, and I took all the drawers out of the old Express van and I screwed them down. So I keep all kinds of extra bits and stuff like that. My extra batteries, extra tape measures, my rags, all the things I grab most frequently during the day. I just want it right here when I open the door, you know? But you see, I still got some crap here I'm sorting through. Helicus, yeah, I got arc flash gear. A lot of our uniform shirts are already flame retardant, and then you know, that's an arc flash helmet. Underneath it is arc flash gloves. I do have a you know, set of coveralls too that I could technically put on. I don't, but usually I already have a properly rated shirt instead. It's a lot less hot to do it that way. Yeah, it takes a little initial, you know, investment in your time. You're probably gonna have to do a little bit on your own, and a lot of guys just aren't into that. And I get it. That's cool. I just, you know, do this once when I first get a van, and then it's easy to maintain. Jacob, yeah, it does if you use too much. That's for sure. It's for sure. Yeah, and that's a really good point, Ralph. And actually, you may have less stuff flying around. If you just pack it all the way to the ceiling with shit, then yeah, you're actually probably the safest out of all of us if you wreck. But the decking, you know, and you know, I did put a little bit of my own money into it too. You know, the lumber's mine, but it's just worth. It's just something for me. It's worth it for me. In fact, I even keep a little bit. I keep a couple screws. This will never come out without a circular saw. It just ain't gonna happen. I'd use a sledgehammer and a 2x4 to get that in. But I do keep a couple screws and washers here. I just used them the other day. I changed out a 10 horsepower motor, and I was able to just move this pad, set the motor right here, shoot a couple screws right into the deck, and I don't, you know, good enough to drive around across town safely. You know what I mean? You know, I could have strapped it, I guess, but shooting a couple screws in a compressor, something like that, kind of a quick way to just kind of semi-secure something when you're driving around. So yeah, Jonathan, it's another reason I always put it in there for sliding equipment in and out. Makes it a hell of a lot easier. That's for sure. So what else we got? What's going on with everybody? Tristan, yeah, they are expensive. They're damn nice though. I keep it right here. Keep it right there. Anthony, yeah, I've got my journeyman and just got my my master license. I got to get my insurance if I want to activate the master license, which I'm not in business for myself, so haven't shelled the money out yet for the insurance policy to do business on my own. Yeah, Mike. Well, usually I will, you know, braze those openings shut anyway, so the oil isn't usually an issue for me. But I just don't want it slamming around. But yeah, screwing it down is pretty nice. I'm trying to see what Mike just said. One-sided shelving systems are great for installed vehicles and trucks. The two-sided is great for service. I'd agree with that. I agree with that. Kenji, yeah, I do. Usually, if I know it's been open for a while, and I'll shut it. I think around usually like 15,000 microns. I'll shut it. So, got my muck boots. If any of you guys have ever been inside a cooling tower, or frankly, if you've ever brushed tubes, you're gonna want a pair of those. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely get by with a regular patio umbrella, man. The guys at Ergodyne were kind enough to send that to me to review and check out. And I'll tell you what, though, it's going to stand up the test of time a lot more than a Walmart umbrella. But you just have to weigh that for yourself if it's worth maybe buying a patio umbrella per season versus one of these for probably a few seasons. It's pretty heavy duty, and it's got a really heavy duty base that folds in and out. So I do have their pop-up as well. It's like a 10 by 10 pop-up shelter. And it's like a cinder block house once it's up. But my God, is it heavy. It does have wheels on the case, which is good. But man, if you're gonna be somewhere all day though, it's worth it sometimes to bring one of those up. Yeah, tartan magnets if you got more than one unit close to each other, that's for sure. Yeah, there's definitely cheap ways to do everything that work just fine in the right situations. So I gotta look at the inverter, man. I mean, it came with the van. It's behind my driver's seat. I don't know what the brand is of it. What's going on, Billy? Long time no talk, man. Oh, I've got the literature to it, I think. My Mario magnets. I got the little book right here. It's a Vanner VLT series. I think it's 1,000-watt inverter, and you know, it gave us toggle switches to turn everything on. I've got 6 outlets back here. I've got 3 up here. Yeah, Mike, I hear you there. Maybe I should use the SC660 to measure the frequency of it and then complain on video when it doesn't work the way I wanted it to. It's a Ergodyne Balthazar Tenacious Workwear Ergodyne, and they make a bunch of safety and comfort products for tradeswomen. So, oh man, turn this around for a second. Yeah, the van's coming along real good. Yeah, Jason, I try not to usually advertise that, but I know it's douchey as hell, but I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. PNW, I have converted, but a lot of our customers don't care to. So, testo gauges, I don't have a set. I have smart probes. I can't tell you about the 550s. Billy, I was waiting so long for this thing, man. I was so happy. I had that other van for 3 years almost. The slider drawers, they're like 4 feet long, maybe 4 or 5 feet long. Yeah, Kenji, they won't. That's why I have a set next to my rechargeable gauges. Couldn't tell you, JB. I haven't taken that in quite a while. HVAC doc, that's the Viper aerosol coil cleaner. And actually, that's an indoor or outdoor. That's why I picked up a bunch of it. It's a good backup if you don't have water. Let's be honest, we start second. That's what apprentices are for. Chris, they're from Adrian Steel. I mean, the whole van came outfitted already, so anytime, Billy, just let me know, man. Vape Life. Where's HVACer dude? Haven't seen him in here. I don't think I've ever seen him in a chat, man. I talk to him here and there on Instagram and stuff like that, but I haven't. I don't think I've ever seen him in a live stream. Finally, me. There you go. What's up, Matt? What is it, Jacob? I don't know what they cost. 100%, Billy. F Facebook. I had 2 of them today, Steve, on my way home. I got 2 McDoubles on the way home. That's all I'm going to say about that. It's been good. You should keep doing the live chats. Yeah, the live chats are fun, man. I have an Appion, the G Twin or whatever. Whoever just asked me about that. I lose my train of thought. Yeah, the live streams are fun. This is my second one. I don't really know what I just came on here, wanted to give a couple shirts away and just talk about the Appion core tool that screwed up. HVAC in the Marines, reefer mechanics, your take. I'll be honest, man, there was a couple people that asked me that before, and I said they don't even have an MOS for HVAC, and I've been proven wrong. I just never met one. Apparently, it was an MOS. I knew that there was like a utility MOS in the Marine Corps when I was in, and they would set up generators and stuff like that, and I think probably set up the heating and air, the temporary heating and air, water, plumbing, that kind of thing. But I didn't know there was an actual MOS for it. I know the Army has it. Man, the Army has a trumpet player as an MOS. They got every MOS. They got like 600 of them. But the Marine Corps doesn't. We don't have nearly as many. Tony, you mean in the Marine Corps? I don't think so, man. I don't think there's a welder MOS. Damn, these things are flying in quick. What size parts bins did you get for your shelves? Dude, I took the drawers out of my Chevy Express van. Oh, these are from a factory that made cookies. They made Oreos and stuff. They gave me a bunch of them one day. They're literally almost identical dimensions to the Chevy Express drawers. So, MOS, military occupational specialty. So it's like jobs you could get in the military, man. Yeah, they are, dude. They are the perfect size. Matt, you can see I kept some of the wood panels from my old van there. So, oh, did they really, Sammy? I see. Again, I had no idea, man. Never encountered one. So, anyway. What else we got? Anything. Is that a fridge in there? No, it ain't a fridge. I don't have any fridge in there. How long do I have on the beard? My beard is 15, 16 months. Best boots, Ariat. Keep your windows tinted. In my service van? No. Do you fix any cooking equipment inside the kitchen? Hell no. I don't do any. My brother-in-law does. He owns a refrigeration business that does restaurant, hot side, and refrigeration side. Yes, I did, Matt. I did. I showed those about a half hour ago. Those stickermonster.com. Thanks a lot, Shelby, man. It means a lot. Never had a pair of Timberlands. Yeah, there's a lot to it, Melvin. A lot of respect, but not something I want to do. I mean, I don't get into the Chevy Ford wars. This van is obviously a lot nicer than my Express van was, but it doesn't mean. I don't know. We'll see what Chevy comes out with if they make a Euro style service van as well. What I appreciate is the extra length, 3 feet longer on this van, and the shelving package. That's really what makes this van for me. And you know what? I have an auxiliary port now. I never had an auxiliary port before. Now I can listen to podcasts, Pandora, anything I want through my speakers, which used to just drive me crazy using a Bluetooth or starting school next week. Man, just go to school, do what you're going to do in school, man. No real special advice for going to school for HVAC versus anything else. All the same, keys to success apply. Ask lots of questions. Take advantage of the instructors and their connections and networking. And just do a lot of reading on your own outside of school. And if you can get a job at the same time you're in classes, do so. That's going to be the best way to get the most out of classes, because you'll be reinforcing what you learned during the day. If you go to school at night, you'll learn something, and then hopefully you're reinforcing a lot of it with hands-on the next day. Bud Light or Coors Light, neither. Ugh. GM doesn't actually have a competing product. Yeah, they don't. They don't have a van like this yet. Anyone going to AHR in January, by the way? Should move to Houston, the HVAC capital of the world. Yeah, but then I would just blend in a sea of HVAC technicians. I gotta stand out. I gotta do something to stand out. Have I ever ran into Fritz Rochester? I do not know him. From what I hear, he's in Louisville, right? So that's less than an hour from me. And I've done a lot of work in Louisville. Ricky Cowboys. Am I your dad? Or is this somebody else in the chat you're talking about? I hope I'm not your father. If you were asking me, that would be disconcerting. Well, thank you, Brock. I appreciate that, man. I was just out in York back in February, I think. The new JCI, or the York Training Center, went to the Eaton VFD class, commissioning class, out in York. Well, it's actually not technically in York anymore. It's in that little, I can't remember the name of the town now, but I already did, Nathaniel. I had a couple Sporlan shirts and hat and koozie and stuff like that. I think I'll do one of these next week. I still have a Sporlan cooler to give away. So if you guys are into this kind of thing, I'll do a live stream again and throw a cooler in there. Get some solder weld products in there too. How much do I make per year? Man, you just come right out with it, huh? Guess what I make per year. Have a great night. Hey, you have a great night too, man. How do you find the crisps? What the fuck? Danny, I don't know what I don't understand that question. Mitchell, he loves that cooler, man. He really does love that cooler. He loves that cooler. Vito bags. Live stream is awesome for sure. Well, thanks, Peter. $58,000. Guess. Local 459. 1 million. Mike's, you're getting warmer. 250. A little cooler. Mike was a little warmer. Damn, Tristan's trying to stir the pot. Tony, 60. 58. Can you remember some of your instructors from the York classes? I know I've had a guy named Dean more than once. I cannot remember his last name. D-E-A-N was his first name. I did hit YPAL class with him, and then I did another one in Arizona, and it was a troubleshooting course, and it was you know, with cooling towers and VAVs and all kinds of stuff like that. Y'all are crazy, the numbers you're throwing out. No, Chris. JCI Australia pays a commission on quotes done in the field. We just call it service rewards, man. Danny, I've just never heard that term. I've literally never heard that term in my life. Crisps. Yeah, we have service. They just call it service rewards, and it's a small cut of profit on jobs that you've either helped quote, perform the repair, and stay below a certain margin. Just the rack manual, Matt. Refrigeration, air conditioning technology. I'll be thumbing through that book my whole career, I think. Ron Larson. No, but I know him. He was next door to me in other classes teaching that I've been to, and a lot of guys at my shop who have done most of the chiller classes, which I haven't yet. I haven't been to a lot of the chiller classes. I have had Ron. Matt Fordham here in the chat. I bet you he knows Ron. Very good answer, Jacob. I do very well for my area of the country. Do you think VRV are the future? Well, they're going to become a lot more prevalent here. They'll never replace chillers the way some guys say. Not completely. It'll never happen. But you will see a lot more duct-free stuff here in the future. Maybe I'll turn this chair around. So, best way to get chiller classes is to work for a chiller manufacturer. Reefer Tech, the Adobe Premiere Pro. I pay for it every month though, and I know how to use maybe 5% of it. Now that's a software they use to make music videos and stuff. So 126 people in here. That's freaking unbelievable. So much that I can't say unbelievable without slurring it like I'm drunk. Are you in business for yourself or work for I work for a company. Work for a company. But working for Rand killed that. Really? That's surprising. Because I'm pretty sure Train would take me in a heartbeat because I worked at usually that's not the way it goes. Now, if you try to go to their training, that's a different story. I ain't getting into a train class. I love you too, Ralph. And you can use that blanket and sleep on that couch anytime you want. I know I treated you a little rough in that video, but it was tough love. I appreciate that, PNW. Thanks a lot, man. Jacob, I really like these things. I've got, I'm not I appreciate that, Noah. Thank you. I don't have enough calls with it to, let me turn this around, like tell you guys that you have to go buy these or anything yet, but they're pretty slick. They really are. I thought they looked goofy as hell in pictures, like on Facebook and stuff. But they're not bad. In real life, they're actually really, really rugged. And the battery lasts a decent amount of time, and they're rechargeable. So I have an extra long USB cable, and I run it, and I can keep these charged. So anyway, you can do the little trending chart, and you do your evacuation and nitrogen test, stuff like that. So they're slick. When I am in the mood to use an actual full manifold. Do any of my coworkers follow me here? I don't think they could give two shits about me being on YouTube. I think most people, you realize that you're all lumped in with me on this. We're all a bunch of big losers being here right now. You understand that, right? Like, that's not lost on any of you, right? We're really weird doing this right now. And I'd say most people in my shop would concur that I'm a huge loser doing this. They could care less. And that's cool. Do you ever recommend what is the best heat pump? No, I do not. I don't have a best heat pump answer. Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, that's what weird people say, Anthony. But I'm right there with you. I try to say that too. It just doesn't resonate with a lot of guys that just do this for their paycheck. Oh, well, the sun is long gone now. Loser. No, we learn from each other, make our jobs easier. Yeah, it's true, man. Hey, I said we're in it together. I didn't just call you a loser. Tim, no, maybe you should give us advice. There's not a lot of us that do ammonia, man. I've never touched this stuff. In fact, Ulysses is the only Ulysses from Facebook and Instagram and stuff. He's about the only guy I know personally that has any interaction with it. Jacob, no, it was all part of the package. These that face in, and then there's some down there that face this way. It's an incredible lighting configuration. Michael, you got to be kidding me. That's insane. You should be playing Assassin's Creed or watching Game of Thrones or something. I missed the first half of your question, Kenji. I just see the F the dog part. Look at that. Isn't that badass? I love that. What do you think about ECM motors in the future? Go or flop, in my opinion. Back to PSC. I think if you had every mechanic get in a room and vote on it, they'd say go back to PSC, but I don't think the EPA is going to allow us to backpedal in any, energy advances we have. If there's a perceived energy savings, it's never going to go away. May very well be right, Mike. I deal with things that are on a VFD a lot more than an electronically commutated motor, right? So I just know the stories I hear about them constantly failing and getting burned up in lightning storms and stuff like that. Not a ton of personal experience to back that theory up. Only efficient when ductwork is proper. Yeah, I've heard that too, Josiah. Jacob Mullis, if you notice the timing of the videos I did with HVAC Comedy last year, they very closely coincide with Halloween of last year. So yeah, you know those little Halloween shops that pop up and then disappear after Halloween? Yeah, that's where I got them. Tim, of course. There's room for everybody. I don't understand people that get butthurt about competition. I don't even know why they perceive it as competition. What are you competing for? We're a bunch of guys in the trade, Get in. Ain't no reason to sit still. If you want to get on camera and do it, I have a blast doing this, guys. I really do. And I'm not even, I'm a very average technician that still, I would consider myself junior in the long scheme of things. So, I just try to make videos that are entertaining for the most part and keep people fired up about getting into it. I'm not here as a technical guru. So if you are a technical guru, we need more of them. There's a lot of great channels already, doing that aspect for refrigeration and heating and air and stuff like that. So thank you. Thanks, guys. If his quality offers help, you will draw people. Next live, what should we do? Next live, what we should do? AK and BK HVAC. Do you mean come on with me, man? Is that what you mean? I'd be down. I just don't know how to do that on a phone. Did somebody ask how? Really? You can't tell with my beard? All right, guys, how old do you guys think I am? Matt, I'm not reading anything new right now. Just the refrigeration air conditioning manual. I thumbed through it. No new books lately. 34? Nope, I'm younger than that. 35? I'm younger than that. 50? Man, that's cold, man. I'm 32. 1986. I know the beard and bald head adds 14 years, so you guys thought I was 46 and shit. Yep. I feel kind of awkward pacing back and forth, but I don't know where to put the camera. And you guys keep asking questions, I'll stick around. But Mr. Ice, no. I'd say 2% of the time I take a a light refrigeration call, but we just don't do it for the most part. Now I'm 32, Tristan. Yeah, but I'm not doing this live stream on a GoPro, Mitchell. I'm doing it on a phone. That's how I'm streaming this directly. Yeah, the day's gonna come, guys, where I shave and it's gonna blow everybody away, because I do look like a kid. You got into it when you were 58. Well, hats off to you, man. I don't know if I could have done that at 58. Well, post the video, Tim. Cool, Ron? Probably not, man. I just really don't. I don't get sent out to refrigeration calls. People don't call, you know, the company I'm with for that kind of problem for the most part. Yeah, I want to escape long before 58. But a caveat to that with the refrigeration would be if I get more opportunities to get out there with my brother-in-law. You guys, there was one video I did, you guys may have seen it, where I went on a little ice machine call with him. That was a lot of fun, and actually that's what I'd love to do long term, is be able to do more videos like that where I highlight another person in a different area of the trade. Go for it, Ethan. You've got it. You're ahead of the game by doing that. I went right into service. I missed a lot of that solid install foundation. You know what I mean? So for you having an install background, if you have the aptitude to be a service mechanic, you're going to be that much better. Shoot, I'm getting eaten alive right now. Holy smokes. What's going on, Justin? If I keep making these, I'm gonna have to make you a moderator. Aren't you the de facto moderator for all of these live streams, man? You want another wrench? I don't think I need one yet, but we had 130 almost in here earlier. I can't keep track of some of the questions. Man, I'm really lucky with that, Mr. Ice. I'm on call maybe 3 times a year. Four times a year. We've got like 13, I think like 13 mechanics in the shop, so 1 week at a time. The company, you know, I was at before, it would have been like every 3 weeks. And when I used to do apartment maintenance back in the day, it was every other week. That was miserable. To me, HVAC, it's actually probably more like 4, possibly 5, because usually there's at least somebody that quits or something like that and kind of throws the rotation off. Tim, I appreciate that, man, if you were talking to me. A-Rod, I love that TP3B. I just can't say it. Every 3 weeks is rough, man. Mid-20s, Carlos. Sounds good, Tim, man. Go take care of her. Yeah, Rick, I didn't do it that long, but I did do apartment maintenance, Rick. Bill Spohn. Zach. Let me put this down for a second. Carlos, it took about a year, I'd say, of riding around with a guy at the first company I was at before, you know, I started getting let go on small calls and stuff like that. I don't know, Jacob. I don't know. I think I'd rather be on my own before I'd look at a management position. Yeah, I had to give him a wrench. That's what everyone else does. You're just not liking the PTAC. I don't know. I don't get the context. I must have missed something else you said. What book? Refrigeration, air conditioning technology. It's the textbooks they give you in most community colleges. Karen, yeah, it was the racked manual, refrigeration, air conditioning technology. I can show the ladder rack, but it's not gonna be easy to see unless that's my security lights on. So it's kind of weird. Let me see if I close this. It's got kind of a, since it's so high up, I've got this release here, and then it extends all the way out, and then I can kind of ratchet this whole thing down like that. Anthony, I guess if I started my own one-man business, maybe. No, Sean, I don't like this better than I like my old one better. This one's kind of a pain. I can't open the I can't take the I can't lower the ladder unless that slider door is closed. In my express van, I was able to lower the extension with my door open. Just tank, Jacob. Oh man. Well, good for you, Jorge. We got Khalil Mack, baby. Get back in here. Like I said, I'm getting eaten alive. Didn't think about that. We're out of close one. Step in here. Looks like a horror movie, didn't it? With the lights doing that. Yeah, Zach. I'm gonna come inside here for you. A spiff for being on call. Yeah, I get an hour of OT every day I'm on call, whether I get a call or not, and an hour of double time on Sunday. So it comes out to like 13 hours of pay, whether I get a call or not. Ralph's not on the couch anymore. No. No, he's not. Yeah. Well, guys, if I do this again, what do you got? Let me show you guys the you take care too, Sammy. Here's my little shelf. I got my extra stuff here. You guys, I got that cooler I can give away. Who would win in a fight? Ralph or an entire kindergarten class? That's a good one, dude. Actually, you know, it reminds me, I don't know if any of you guys are Seinfeld fans, but you guys remember when Kramer took karate and he was beating up all the kids and then they finally all jumped him in an alley towards the end of the show? That's kind of how I picture it. No, Anthony, but I need to. That's what got me really into doing these videos, was having a fun, you know, just making fun of myself and trying to make, you know, simple shit look dramatic as hell. So so we got some of these Vito pouches, a whole bunch of the Sporlan shirts, cooler, a bunch of hot block solder weld products, zoom locks, Sporlan hats, some Ergodyne gloves, these weird these containers here. You guys saw how I used mine in the van. Unfortunately, these don't really accommodate traditional sized silver packages. So as far as having the cap on there, it doesn't really work. Let's see, koozies, this Ergodyne bag. Yeah, the hat game is strong, man. I love hats. I keep a lot of hats. That's not even all of them. But yeah, Zach, this is like my cheap way of being able to tell Dennis with Sporlan that I got a video out this week. Shh. So, you work on a new HVAC comedy videos. They are the talk of the supply house. You got to be kidding me. No, I should, especially because back then I didn't know anything about editing videos or anything like that. Now that I have the software and I'm able to kind of do some of the things I can do now, I could probably make some good videos. In fact, I kind of wish I didn't have some of those ideas that early, because I'd love to redo some of those. A bloopers reel, yeah, that would be good. Yes, those solder weld tubes they're a perfect fit for welding rods. Declan, yep, Declan. Isn't it too soon for reboots, though? Don't you have to wait 20 years to do a reboot that people don't roll their eyes at? Yay, nay? Turlet to Batman. Trying really hard to understand that, Zach. Tell it to Batman. Yeah, I mean, I knew he meant tell, but am I Batman? Yeah, we are weird anyway. I appreciate that, Kim. Oh, I got you, Zach. Yep. I like to say owner, Michael. Manager, maybe. But I'd sure rather be an owner. I feel like I need to have music in the background or something. 95, are you still in here? Well, anything else? 14, 15 months, Justin. It's hard for a small shot. I don't know, Jacob. I don't know. Yeah, I'm getting there, Ralph. What's going on, AK? I mean, well, I read my own name. Joe. Finally made a YouTube account. Well, I have to check it out. Do you have any videos up yet? Trim the bottom? Yeah, my wife does. She's a hairdresser. Dude, I'm so sorry, man. Why didn't you text me? I'm going to get off right now, Zach. Guys, go over and watch Shop Talk. He's going to do a live stream. I'm all up in his face here. What's up, Jesse? I was in San Luis Obispo about 5 years ago, living. Stay out. So was that just like a fake guilt trip, Zach? Did you really have no intention of going live, but you just kind of wanted to stick it to me? Reverse psychology. Oh, no, don't go. So I do need to go, is what you're saying. No, I'm not kicking you out. Zach's kicking you out. Mayor, refrigerant laws in the U.S. Man, I don't know right now. I've been seeing some articles and stuff. You know, I didn't think anybody was supposed to buy it but us. Zach does have great content. Great content, man. He's got a whole radio station that has a 24-hour live feed. So if you guys ever want to kind of have just chats like this, you go on there and you'll get old replayed podcasts from the earlier days. You'll get live streams where he does some just cool updates on stuff, or live call-ins, stuff like that. I'm not set up for any of that. I don't use beard shampoo. I get they do make it, but I think that stuff's all gimmicks. You can't get rid of us that easy. We love you. I love you too, Jeff. I love you too, Jeff. Yeah, 134. Yeah, 134 you can buy in small cans at auto parts stores and stuff, Walmart. You do sound great, Zach. Good and yes, Jacob. It's driving okay, but I haven't gone through a winter with it yet. I heard they're garbage in the snow, and I have used the Steptronic shifting. It's like, it's not very fun. You would think it's fun. It's not fun. Not if you really have driven a stick before. First HVAC channel that got me into videos, honestly, is when I was in, I think it was Gray Furnace Man was the first channel, because I was actually looking something up, how to do something or something like that. Man, thanks, Jeff. I appreciate that. And there was somebody else that did that earlier. Was it? And I really appreciate it. Great Furnace Man. And then once I started realizing, hey, there's actually people that do this online, and then that's when I found like Zach and Ralph and John and all the people that were there in the beginning. Those were kind of the old days. Steve Raridan, they were all on there. There wasn't a whole lot out there, not that I found. But thanks a lot, Rick. Thanks for stopping by, man. And of course, yeah, Steve Lab as well. But I didn't see him in the beginning. Like I'm talking about like the first time I started looking on YouTube. I think he had more plumbing videos in the beginning. And it wasn't on my radar at first, and then I found him a little bit later. Obadiah, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thank you. Well, Zach, are you still in here? 72. We're starting to drop. Dude, oh my God. Zach, I was just going to say to please leave, or please hang around so I can leave and you can do your thing. I didn't mean to get in here. I thought you were babysitting tonight. It's funny, guys. So Steve, and I don't know Steve. I don't think me and Steve have ever interacted. He asked me if I like cheeseburgers earlier tonight, but the other than that, we've never formally spoken. But obviously, one of the things he's known for is he has a very particular accent. And then if you watch some YouTube videos from channels like, if you guys remember Eamon HVAC from New York City, another really distinctive accent. And I'm from Connecticut. I grew up in Connecticut. Right in between, probably an hour and a half from where Steve is, and about an hour and a half from New York City. And we dodged that bullet. So I don't think I have a very strong accent in any way. If anything, I might have a fusion of a little bit of New England, a little bit of Kentucky. It just depends what I'm saying or what mood I'm in, but a little bit of it comes out. But yeah, definitely some very recognizable. Oh yeah, CSC, my buddy Chris, CSC Refrigeration. He's got one too. He's got one too, that's for sure. He's an awesome guy. If you guys haven't been on his channel, go subscribe. He's got some awesome videos. Like a fine bourbon. That me, Zach? Yeah. Well, with this mic that I don't know how to use on YouTube videos, so you get iPhone 8 audio right now. Yep. So what else? We're in Connecticut, man, because I was in Connecticut, Middletown, Connecticut, and now I'm in Lexington. Was the name Landon on there? Yeah. Nothing. I'm gonna stop, Zach. I really am. There's 71 in here now, so 50 have dropped off. 50 people have said, dude, your beard isn't enough to keep me captivated anymore, and you're just talking in circles. So you did super chat, man. Somehow that's gonna make its way right back to you, though. I know it. Wyndham, yep, sure. Been to Wyndham. Yukon many times. I just do commissioning, man. I'm not. We have controls techs, and that's all they do is the programming side of it. I'm not allowed to touch that stuff. There's one secret, Mitchell, to grow one like this, and there was an old man who actually sat me down and told me this once. It was weird too because it was in the middle of a big air handler. Behind the return blower section. There was an old man on a bench. I don't know why there was a bench in the air handler. And I said to him, I've always yearned for a beard like you have. And he leaned in really close and he said, just don't fucking shave. And that stuck with me. So, you know, I've reaped the wisdom of that. And here I am today, about 14 inches. So, yeah, with that, I'm starting to get really weird and tired, and I think I'm going to hang it up. I really, really appreciate everybody who's stuck around and joined in on these and subscribed to the channel. And yeah, I got 2 of them, John. They were free. It's about all I have from Goodman. But anyway, all you guys that are still hanging in here, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And we'll do more. But yeah, I'm not going to ramble and then have a 4-hour thing on my YouTube video list from now on. Because, you know, people are actually going to probably watch this tomorrow after the fact. And they're going to be like, what the hell was he doing in here? So I gave the shirts away. Hey, everybody who won a shirt, just email me. Shoot me your email. Shoot me your address, the size and color. If there's more than 3 emails, I'll know there's some funny business going on. And I'll have to sort that out. But I appreciate it. Guys, stay safe. We'll see you on the next one.